In a place that's free, a golden eagle rides the wind in silence. A wolf wanders through vast, quiet valleys. Something in the wild calls our name, and we're drawn to explore, to discover, to touch the echoes of Denali. Denali National Park was not set aside as a national park in 1917 because the mountain was there. It was set aside because the wildlife was there, and still is. People come to Denali National Park from all over the world to see the animals in their natural surroundings. After the George Park Highway was completed in 1972, making the park more accessible, visitation increased. Over 435,000 visitors to the park in '85. Now that's 10 times more than in '72. In order to protect the wildlife from traffic and still allow access into the park, Congress appropriated money to provide a free shuttle bus service. Starting from Riley Creek Visitor Center, you'll check in and get your bus token or your campground permit and other vital information necessary for the park. Visitors may catch buses starting as early as 6 a.m. and throughout the day from Riley Creek. In starting our trip this morning for Wonder Lake, Mount McKinley can be seen for the first time from the Park Road at mile 9. Now you can drive your private vehicle only as far as Savage River Check Station. Only vehicles with special camping permits obtained at Riley Creek can continue further. The paved road turns to gravel as we cross the Savage River Bridge. After crossing the bridge, a bull moose is spotted below Primrose Ridge. Moving on over the hill from Savage River Bridge, we're greeted by Mount McKinley. Crossing Sanctuary River, we see campers standing alongside the riverbank. Just as we turn the bend in the road, we see our first caribou running to get out of our way, and as we stop, a ptarmigan comes up from the willows. Looking across the beauty of this land, our bus stops for two blonde grizzly bears crossing in front of us. Visitors must stay on the bus when grizzly bears are near. In fact, visitors are asked not to approach any wildlife too closely. This is for your safety and to lessen the disturbance on these wild creatures. As our bus approaches the Teclanica River Bridge, a brown grizzly is spotted walking up the riverbed. Above Eagle Creek Campground, Cathedral Mountain and Eagle Mountain are good places to look for Dall sheep. Driving to the top of Igloo Canyon, we come to Sable Pass, a restricted area. From the top of Sable Pass, we can see Mount McKinley closer. Generally, you can leave the bus almost anywhere along the park road and go hiking on your own, except for restricted areas that are closed to all off-road hiking. Here in the valleys and slopes below these mountains, we see another beautiful grizzly bear. We're leaving the Sable Pass closed area for Toklak River. Spotting a timber wolf is a rare treat. Wolves usually travel alone or in pairs during the summer. This wolf is feeding on a caribou carcass, perhaps killed by him in the East Fork Toklak River area. Leaving the wolves behind, we start to drive up Polychrome Pass. The word polychrome means many colors, and this pass was so named for the many colors of rock in the area. Our bus stops for a sow grizzly bear with her yearling on the mountainside of Polychrome. The sureness of the 600-foot drop-off on one side has unnerved many a visitor who is glad to arrive at the rest stop on top of the pass. The breathtaking view over the huge valley below is full of intense color. At times, the slopes of Polychrome offer a variety of wildlife to be seen. Not far from Polychrome, the shadows of Marmot Rock provide a resting place for Dall sheep. Driving beyond Marmot Rock, we can see Mount McKinley and a large herd of caribou from the road. Only the barren ground caribou are found in Alaska. Most of the herds in the park have less than 50 to 60 head, with a total estimate to be approximately 2,500 caribou throughout the park. This area is called Porcupine Forest because one winter many porcupines overbrowsed the spruce bark and caused many trees to die. Driving towards the West Fork Toklak River, where plaques commemorate the work of two men, Charles Sheldon and Harry Karsten. Charles Sheldon was a naturalist and big game hunter, guided by Harry Karsten. The men saw the need to protect the abundant wildlife of the area. In 1917, Mount McKinley National Park was set aside. In 1921, Harry Karsten became the first park superintendent. In 1980, the park was renamed Denali National Park. Denali is an Indian word meaning the high one. After crossing Toklak River, we wind around the curves of Highway Pass, a good place to find caribou. We're leaving Highway Pass behind to climb to the crest of Stony Hill. From this viewpoint, we can see the massive pearl white mountain flooded in sunshine and framed in the green carpeted valley below. The most frequently seen animal is undoubtedly the Arctic ground squirrel. The challenge to stand on Mount McKinley, on top of the world, is now accepted by over 600 climbers each year. As we descend the hairpin curves of Stony Hill for the Thoroughfare Pass, which is the last stretch of road before Eielson Visitor Center, a grizzly sow and her cub walk down the road, allowing us to stop and take their pictures. Eielson Visitor Center was named for Ben Eielson, an early Alaskan bush pilot. The observation area is a pleasant place for visitors to view sights from. Regular restroom facilities and drinking water are also here, but no food is available. Mount McKinley is 20,320 feet high from sea level, but measured from the base to the peak, it has a rise of 18,000 feet, which is the highest base-to-peak rise of any mountain in the world, including Mount Everest. Each day, park rangers lead short nature walks from the Eielson Visitor Center, giving lectures on the ecology of the Arctic tundra. Slender waterfalls tumble down the steep mountainside on their way to the distant rivers below. The narrow road winds its way past the abrupt drop-offs of the Eielson Bluffs. Soon, we come around grassy paths, and the terrain changes quickly to gentle rolling hills. The dwarf birch and the willows, along with sedges and lichens, cover the marshy ground so densely, walking or running on them is like being on a sponge. All of this provide the caribou with a good source of food below Mount McKinley. Driving on towards Wonder Lake on our left, we see the Muldrow Glacier appearing not far from the road, but it isn't easily recognizable as it looks like bumpy green hills. Over the years, the wind blew dust and other debris fell onto the Muldrow Glacier, and the seeds took root so that the glacier is now covered with a green matting of grass, and we can see the end, called the snout of the 37-mile-long glacier. The melt-off from this glacier joins with other rivers to form together the McKinley River. As we break over the hill from our stop across the lake, we see a bull moose in velvet. Not far from the bull, a cow moose with twins looks on as this bull decides to go for a swim. After the moose finishes his long swim and climbs out of the lake, he turns to look at us for a while and then goes on about his business. The road to Wonder Lake was completed in 1937. 85 miles in, arriving at Wonder Lake Campground will provide us with a campsite. From here, on clear days, many lower peaks can be seen alongside Mount McKinley as part of the 600-mile-long Alaskan Range. In camping in Denali National Park, one must pack in drinking water for most campsites, bring warm clothing, have ample bug repellent, and be sure to place your food away from your sleeping areas. There are many reasons people are drawn to explore Alaska. This is one place the explorers come to appreciate the wildlife living in a natural habitat and surrounded by the beauty of green fields and snow-peaked mountains. And when they leave, the sights and sounds echo in their memories. the echoes of Denali. Denali, too immense to impress with words, the gracious presence of this giant land overshadows all. Quiet interludes, disturbed only by the scream of eagle, the grunt of bear, moan of moose, or eerie call of loon, all diminished in the unbelievable serenity of Denali. Denali, an ever-present king of Alaska that bears the test of time.